Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the season store yet again because there's actually been a confirmation from the customer support that people have shared in a screenshot that the season tokens are not actually going to be resetting at the end of the season, and they're going to be carrying over to future seasons, and also that the heroes which are currently purchasable in the season store, for example from Song of Strife, those will remain in the season store for future seasons. That is what has been shared based on a customer support response. This is something we're going to expect to happen, and this really changes everything because, and also I'm assuming that when we get the new season, then the heroes from Waves of Intrigue like Nara, Sinbad, all the way up to all the other heroes we have, Tossie, will be eventually purchasable in this store as well. So this changes a lot. Basically, it will mean that saving your season tokens is never really a bad option, especially if you have most of these heroes at Supreme Plus, because then it can help you build up a hero which you were unable to build up or recruit for in the Waves of Intrigue season, which can be useful. The other thing to mention is that for a hero like in this shop, like I mentioned before, the major number one priority for Paragon upgrades is Lily May because of how dominant she is in PvP. Also for Dream Realm, just the stat increases, the minor stat increases you'll get for Paragon upgrades will help her. And so for people who have like most of these heroes at Supreme Plus, then going for Lily May to Paragon is a good idea. And so what my plan from now is going to be, I'm just going to be buying Lily May 2 copies every month from the season store, and I'm going to save all of my other season tokens. Because the other heroes here, like I talked about, I think Lenya is a really big priority for Paragon upgrade if you use her a lot in PvP. However, I'm a little bit worried about future seasons. If they don't have the Mauler buff tiles, I don't think Lenya will be as good, and so that's kind of why I'm not going to try to Paragon upgrade her. She's on my wish list, Soren is on my wish list. Eventually over time you're going to get them to Supreme Plus, and then I'm fine with that. I don't really want to go above that. And really, like out of the other heroes here, Ludovic, Elsa are good for Dream Realm, especially Ludovic this season. So definitely, if you don't have these heroes at Supreme Plus, I recommend you should basically get all the heroes from the shop to Supreme Plus. Definitely the S level heroes, because these are pretty useful. Ludovic is really good for Dream Realm. Elsa is the top option for Orison boss. Also, she's good in PvP on the Mauler buff tiles. Or to enable them. Mikola is amazing in Dream Realm and PvP, and Lily May is just top tier in everything in the game. Lenya is good for PvP only pretty much, but she could have Dream Realm uses in the future or boss uses, and Almas is really good for AFK stages. So like these 6 heroes are kind of like a must build, and if you don't have them to Supreme Plus, I would really recommend using your season tokens on them. But like I mentioned, the other option is always you can save your season tokens. However, never buy this. Do not buy the Abyssal Essence. It is way too overpriced. And honestly, I would not even recommend buying anything from the resource store, because these soul stones are like such a valuable thing to be able to purchase. And even if you don't want these heroes, wait for the future seasons and to pick up copies of heroes you want. For example, like let's say you want to go for Tossie Paragon upgrade next season, then you can save up your season tokens and go for that. Or if you just want to really focus Lily May Paragon like I'm doing, then every month now just buy 2 copies of Lily May and save the rest of your season tokens. These are all pretty good options, but like I also talk about always is that do not go for Paragon upgrades until most of these heroes are Supreme Plus. The only hero that I would say you don't have to get to Supreme Plus here is Soren. And like, even though I haven't gotten Lenya to even Mythic Plus yet, she's like 3 copies away from Mythic Plus. She's on my wish list. Eventually I'm going to get her there. That's why I'm not like buying her from the store. I'm just going for Lily May all out for the copies. But like, let's say I didn't have Ludovic at Supreme Plus, I would definitely be buying him from the store because of how dominant he is in this Dream Realm in this season. And I think he could be just as dominant in future seasons. And also, if I didn't have her at Supreme Plus, I would also probably be buying her from the shop here. Yeah, so this is basically the thing. But just be very careful. Do not spend on the resource store, because these things, even the arena coins and the dream fragments, these things you're going to earn throughout your time playing. The season tokens are really limited, and I feel like getting these really high value S level heroes or A level heroes from the shop is more valuable than, for example, the arena store, because the arena store heroes you get here, they're not going to be as good. Right? Like, they're going to be much more basic heroes. And I mean, some people will even have most of the key ones here already built up. So then there's not really a point of really trying to buy them, because the Paragon upgrades honestly don't really matter for any of the heroes here too much. So, yeah. So basically, I would stay away from arena coins and dream fragments. Again, like over time playing, just doing your dream realm daily, you're going to earn these, you're going to build up these heroes, and the dream store is never changing. What it seems like, especially because if this season store is going to remain with these hero soul stones here, that means they're not moving over to dream store. Which means that like these A-level heroes, Sorin, Lenya, Almas will probably only ever be purchasable in the season store, not in the dream store. So like eventually you're going to have these heroes built up again because you're just limited in what heroes you can actually buy from the arena store and dream store. So that is the thing. Save your tokens, do not spend them on any of the resources from the resource store, and use them on the soul stones. Get most of these heroes to Supreme Plus before you work on Paragon upgrades. And even in this position, I could go for Lenya, rushing her to Supreme Plus. I could even go for Sorin if I wanted to try to use him in PvP, and not go for the Lily May Paragon upgrades. Or even right now, I could go for both. But like I said, I'm fine. Like right now, there's no rush for me getting Sorin or Lenya on my account. I have no real need for them right now. Like my Supreme Arena defenses are pretty good even without Lenya. I don't think like it would make a huge boost if I even got her to Supreme Plus right now. So, for my account specifically. So that's why like I'm just fine leaving them on the wish list and just saving as many tokens as possible and just going for Lily May. Because the thing is, I can now buy 2 copies of Lily May every single month, right? Which means that it's just a matter of time before you get her to Paragon 4 even. Or like you won't maybe be able to get there because you'll have to unlock it by upgrading the other Paragon heroes, but eventually just stockpiling the copies of her is going to be good. Or at the very least, upgrading her to the Paragon tier you currently have unlocked. Like if you only have Paragon 1 unlocked, get her to Paragon 1 and then maybe you can stop, you know? But for me, I'm just planning like for the long term. And so I'm just going to be mainly getting Lily May copies. Because the other heroes here, like Ludovic, Elsa, Mikola, none of them are really top tier PvP heroes. The only other top tier one is Lenya in my opinion, and Lenya is really because of this season. Like I mentioned, she outside of seasonal content, she is not as dominant as Lily May, and so that's why I don't know if I want to go for Paragon on her. Also, the thing is like for me, I already have Paragon 2 Lily May, and so like to catch up with Lenya would take a long time. But importantly, basically, season tokens probably will not be reset. These hero soul stones will remain in the season store even in future seasons, most likely. That's from what customer support said. And then also, very importantly, the new season heroes from like Waves of Intrigue season will be added in our next season that comes out. And again, it will probably be gradual, starting with like Nara and Sinbad. But this is just something to keep in mind, because if you save your season tokens, then you can just build the heroes when they come into the season store. And if there are any key heroes you want for Paragon upgrades, then again, you can stockpile the tokens and try to just then purchase the copies of that hero every month once they come out in the store. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one. Let me know your thoughts about all of this and the thoughts about the season store in the comment section down below. But I'm glad, because I was really thinking, because I assumed just naturally that the season tokens would reset at the end of the season. And so I was like, okay, I have to use all of them. So should I just buy like Mikola Soul right now? Should I buy out Lenya right now? But I decided, okay, I'm going to wait and see. I'm just going to go for 2 copies of Lily May, and then decide at the end of the month. And we're at the end of the month right now. It's November 28th. And so that's also the point I'm trying to mention, is that if you want to get like more copies of a specific hero, then you will have to buy them this month as well, because then we'll have 2 more months left after this for this season. But then in the future season, probably these heroes will still be purchasable. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. That's gonna be it for this one. I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.